Good evening, everybody. We told you last night about the story playing out in Newport, Chicago, and Wisconsin, and tonight it's taking another dramatic twist.
Yeah, the boy found wandering in Newport claiming he was Timmothy Pitzen isn't a boy at all. His name is Brian Rini. He's a 24-year-old ex-con who just got out of prison, not a 14-year-old boy who escaped from 2 kidnappers. And according to his younger brother, he's always been in trouble.
He's been doing stupid stuff, not this serious, but he's been doing stupid stuff for as long as I can remember. I hope he gets help. I also hope he goes to prison for this, or at least an institution.
Jonathan Rini hasn't talked to his brother in 4 years, but he does say Brian has battled mental illness for a long time. Bryant Madrick is in Medina with that part of the story.
No one expected this story to take the turn that it did, especially Brian Rini's family. Tonight I spoke with his brother Jonathan. He tells me he hasn't spoke to Brian in 4 years, and that's partly because of his troubled past.
I expect him to do stupid stuff, but nothing like this.
Jonathan Rini is shocked to find out his brother Brian lied about being missing teen Timmothy Pitzen.
He had no business throwing that boy's name out there and pretending to be him and hurting the family like that.
Here's what we know about Brian Rini. According to the Ohio Department of Corrections, the 23-year-old served more than a year in prison for burglary and vandalism. He just got out March 7th.
He's always been a troublemaker. He's always been, he's been in and out of juvie, in and out of county, and then he just got out of prison last month, but nothing like this.
Tonight, I reached out to the FBI to find out more about Rini's whereabouts, but the FBI is not talking about that this evening. I'm Brian Madrick, Local 12 News.
And Jonathan Rini says that Brian was getting treatment, but he stopped and then started getting in trouble again.
The Hamilton County Coroner's Office handled the DNA testing, but even before the tests were finished, the coroner had a pretty good feeling this person was not who he said he was.
I was sent the photograph earlier today, and I looked at it and I said, I think you sent me the wrong photograph because there's no way this is the same kid. And they said, no, that's a photograph we have. And I said, this person looks 20 plus years old, not 14. And the hair is really different. His nose was very different than the photograph of Timmothy Pitzen. And then his ears were really different. There was there's a genetic difference in, detached or attached earlobes. And overall, he just looked like a completely different person.
Caught up in this hoax is a family who desperately hope tonight might include a long-awaited reunion.
It's kind of back to ground zero for us. Kind of reliving everything that did happen and renewing the loss one more time. Hard.
For a day and a half, Timothy's family and friends thought this might finally be the breakthrough. It isn't. That hope makes it sting even more.
I feel empty right now. I feel like there's a part of me missing still, and I haven't found it. And it's sickening because that man is a grown man messing with a whole community, a whole family. And we really thought he was going to be back into our arms. And for him not to be back into our arms just hurts a little.
Unfortunately, this child is not our beloved Timothy. We know that you are out there somewhere, Tim, and we will never stop looking for you, praying for you, and loving you.
Timothy's been missing since his mother took him out of school in 2011. She killed herself in Wisconsin a couple of days later and left a note saying Timothy would never be found.